Hi, this is Tony Guthrie, and I want to be honest with you and tell you that I was quite hesitant about doing this particular video because it is going to sound like I'm going to be trying to sell you something, and in fact I am. But I'm not so much interested in selling you on the concept of a product as I am on the concept of good health and taking care of yourself as a minister or whatever profession you're in, and remind us that each one of us only have this one body and this one life, and taking good care of ourselves is very important. And we look at our own lives, especially those of us who might be in the ministry or some high-stress profession, and realize that we're on the run all the time. We're on the go. We don't have time to take care of ourselves the way that we would really like to. And in my preaching classes and in my pastoral ministries classes, I actually have lectures related to the idea of good health and maintaining a good, healthy, not only attitude, but spiritual life, but also physical life. So that's why I'm not afraid to do this on this particular blog, because good health is something that we should be mindful of, so much so that we should do everything that we can to keep ourselves in as good a health as we possibly can. And let me ask you if you ever had these challenges. Have you ever found yourself just too busy to eat right, or too busy to slow down and have some good recreation time, or too busy to maybe do 30 minutes on the treadmill or spend a little time in the gym or whatever it might be? Well, I'm sure that the answer for most of you is yes, you are too busy for all of those things. And that was my story. Let me just kind of tell you something that happened to me back in my mid-30s. I actually entered into the ministry when I was in my 30s and got involved in seminary on a full-time basis, was pastoring a church on a full-time basis, was serving as a grading aide to one of the professors on a part-time basis. I was trying to be a decent husband and a decent father during all those times. I mean, there was never any time for anything other than my responsibilities. I didn't have any time to eat right. I didn't have any time to exercise or to recreate. And I remember one day when I was in my doctoral program, I was literally running to one of my professor's office to turn in a paper that was due that particular day. This was in the days before we were allowed to do things by email, because not very many people had email in those days. So I was literally running across the campus to actually hand to this professor a paper. And as I made that delivery, I turned to make my way out the door, and I found myself getting lightheaded. And now I had been up all night long burning the midnight oil trying to get this paper done. And then I went down a flight of stairs in that building, and when I got down to the bottom floor, I literally fell to my knees because I was almost about to pass out. Within an hour, I was at my doctor's office, strapped all up with these electrocardiogram devices and them drawing blood out of me. And within an hour of that, I was sitting in my doctor's office, and he was telling me what he had found. And he said to me, "Tony, you're 37 years old, and you are, even though you look fairly healthy, you don't look overweight, you look like you're in pretty good shape, and this is what's gotten you in trouble. You take your health for granted because you think you're in good shape, but you've got the blood of an 80-year-old man, and your heart is out of rhythm. You've got arrhythmia in your heartbeat. Your blood pressure is kind of all over the place, and you're in trouble. You're in heart attack or stroke looking for a place to happen." And so he told me some things that I needed to do. For example, he told me I needed to get on those statin medications, and that would start lowering my cholesterol. And now I knew enough about statins that I did not want to get on them. I had done a little bit of research on that. And as a matter of fact, as a pastor, I had visited the hospital of people who had taken statin medications, and it had a negative effect on them. It caused them severe joint pain. It caused them to feel lethargic and tired. It ravages the liver. There are just so many negative side effects of those statin medications, like Lipitor, that I just didn't want to get on them. Well, he told me I needed to do that, and I certainly needed to exercise, and I needed to eat healthier. He said I needed to flood my system with antioxidants. Well, you know how it is when you're 37 years old and you're young. You listen to your doctor, but you take it with a grain of salt. You think you've got your whole life in front of you. So I didn't put much stock into what the doctor said, except to start making note of some of the things that he told me and doing a little research on it. Now, over the years, when I got well into my 40s, I started noticing, and if you read this article down below here, you'll see much more detail about this. But as I got into my 40s, I started putting on weight in ways I'd never put on before. And one day I was taking a shower. I wasn't able to get my jacket to close. And my suits weren't fitting just right. I felt uncomfortable. And one day I was taking a shower. And when I got out of the shower, I was toweling off. I dropped my towel. I reached over to pick up that towel, and I caught an angle of myself in the mirror that I had never seen before. I was absolutely enormous for me. I was huge compared to what I normally was. So I stepped over onto the scales and noticed that I was 45 pounds heavier than I had ever been before in my life. 45 pounds heavier than what I consider to be my normal weight. And that got my attention. So I went to the doctor the next day because I just so happened to have a doctor's visit the next day. And they did the blood test. They did the weight. They weighed me. And the doctor pulled me back into his office and he said, Tony, he said, you're putting on weight at an enormous rate. Your blood pressure's all over the place. Your heart is arrhythmic, and your cholesterol is through the roof. I mean, these are all things I had heard before of some maybe 7 or 8 years earlier. And he said again, you're going to have to get good exercise. You're going to have to eat better. You're going to have to take niacin on a regular basis. You're going to have to start eating oat bran because this is good for cholesterol. And you're going to have to start taking Lipitor and those kind of things. And I just said, Doc, I'm just not going to do that. He said, well, whatever you do, you've got to do something. You've got to get a hold of your life because you're too young to look so old and feel so old and be overweight, and it's getting out of control. And if you don't get control of it now, it's going to get control of you, Tony. And he said the same thing the other doctor said to me some years before. He said, Tony, you are a heart attack or a stroke looking for a place to happen. So I started doing research, and I found out to lower cholesterol and do some other things about your blood pressure, you need to flood your body with antioxidants, super vegetable, super fruit antioxidants. And those are out there in the world. You can buy them and eat them on a daily basis, but it would be unbelievably expensive, and it takes a lot of time to prepare all of those fruits and vegetables on a daily basis. Plus, I hate vegetables, so that was working against me. So some friends told me and my wife about a particular product called MonaV. Now, I'm not going to try to market this product to you, but I am going to tell you that I used it for a while, and the people that I know that were using it and drinking it daily on a daily basis, they were getting very good results with it. As a matter of fact, my sister-in-law is still on it to this day, and she swears by what a wonderful job it does for her and how good it makes her feel. So my wife and I got on it just for our overall physical health, but we realized pretty soon that we could not afford to keep doing it because this stuff, as good as it is, costs $140 a month per person that uses it. And I thought $140 a month is just a little bit much for the Guthrie household budget, because when you do it with me and my wife, when we were doing it, it was $280 a month plus shipping, so over $300 a month was what we were paying for that product. Now, it was doing what we wanted it to do. My cholesterol was starting to lower, my blood pressure was balancing out, but we simply couldn't keep up that amount of money. And just like so many people that we know that got on MonaV, in a very short period of time got off of it simply because they couldn't afford it. It was then that I started doing some research, and I discovered that there are lots of great antioxidant products out there. But there are also products out there that do even more than that, and I needed more than that because I had also been diagnosed with diverticulitis, which is an infection of the colon caused by diverticulosis, which is something that causes great amount of pain down in your colon area, down in your abdomen. And in order to get rid of diverticulitis naturally, you've got to flood your system with fiber, good fiber. You've got to eat fiber on a regular basis. And there again, not being a vegetable person, I wasn't getting enough fiber. So I did a lot of research, and I found this product that I've been telling you about on the website, and it's called Daily BioBasics by Life Plus. Now let me tell you something really cool about this product. First of all, it's only $50 a month, and that includes shipping. That's $50 with shipping. All I have to do is go to the website, put in my order, put it in as a standing order, what they call an ASAP order, and it comes like clockwork every month, and they just debit my credit card or my debit card, and I don't even have to worry about it. I don't have to go down to the vitamin store. I don't have to go down to GNC or any of those things. But the cool part is so many that I can't get into with you here. But one of the cool parts is that when you become a Life Plus member, they give you your own website so that you order from yourself. So anything that you want in the nutritional supplement area, you can just order it on your own website instead of having to go to GNC or Vitamin Shop or whatever it might be, and certainly not Walmart, because all of that cheap junk that you get down there is just that, cheap junk. You don't want to waste your money on those cheap products that you get down at Walmart. But the good news about Life Plus is that the products are excellent, they're high quality, and they're comparable in price to GNC, and in many cases lower, and in many cases the shipping is free, and those are just some wonderful benefits that you get from it. Now, the reason I want to market the product is because of what it's done for me. This product is full of everything you possibly need for lowering your cholesterol, keeping your blood pressure in check, keeping your colon and your digestive tract healthy. It's a one-stop powerhouse is what it is. So when you use this product, you pretty much don't need anything else because it has pretty much everything in it. There again, if you read the blog post down below me, you'll get a lot more information about my story, and you'll be able to see how to acquire the product, and you'll be able to see exactly what's in it and all the fruits and vegetables and the super antioxidants and nutrients that are in here. It's all right here. And let me tell you what I do, what my morning routine is. I get up every single morning without fail, and I go straight to the kitchen, and I take 2 scoops of this, and I put it in 8 to 12 ounces of skim milk. I take a scoop of protein powder just to give it some flavor, because this has no flavor. It's a neutral flavor. So I have some chocolate protein powder that I scoop in there with it. I put it in the blender or a shaker cup. I shake it up and I slam it down every single morning. That's my breakfast. I might eat a bowl of Raisin Bran along with it just to have a little bit more if I'm a little hungrier. But when I did that, when I got on BioBasics on a daily basis, and I drank it down like that, and I ate the Raisin Bran, and I kind of got on the treadmill and did some things like that just to get my heart rate up every day. I mean, the weight began to drop off in short time. The cholesterol dropped in short time. The blood pressure balanced out. The diverticulitis is basically gone. I never have any flare-ups or problems with it whatsoever ever since I've been on this product. So at the risk of sounding like a super salesperson, I guess I'll go ahead and take that risk. I do market the product, but the reason I market the product is because it's the best thing I've found that's affordable. You're talking $1.66 a day, gentlemen, or ladies and gentlemen, to take this product, and I strongly encourage you to do it, because good health, once it's gone, it's hard to replace. If you're in bad health now, if you have high cholesterol, or your blood pressure's out of whack, or you have problems with digestion, or you don't have time to eat right, and you just want to maintain overall good health, let me strongly encourage you to try this. It has a money-back guarantee. If you try it and it doesn't work for you, they'll give you your money back even if you use every bit of it. That's what's so beautiful about it. But it's so easy to do. You simply go to the website link I've given you. You sign up on ASAP, and it comes to you like clockwork. You drink it every day. You discipline yourself to make it a part of your morning ritual, and health comes to you. You'll feel better. You'll have energy. Any health problems that you have, well, at least you know won't be caused by bad nutrition or poor nutrition, because this is taking care of it. So I wanted to put this video here, let you read the information below me here, and get some information and education on good health, because especially for pastors, once our health is gone, we can't replace it. We go to the hospital enough times to see people who are in bad shape with strokes and heart attacks. We owe it to ourselves. We owe it to our families. We owe it to our church. We owe it to life in general to do the best we can to take care of ourselves. So look into Life Plus. By all means, look into Life Plus. And if you have any questions or comments for me, email me at the email that I've given you here below, and I'll help you any way that I can. This is Tony Guthrie. God bless you.